guys, what's up? It's James here with Kyle in the call right now.
Yo, what's up?
And we're bringing you guys, the top 8 fan-made spells number 2. I hope you guys enjoyed this one as much as you did the last one. There were a few cards in this top 8 today that I will be bringing you that were made by people on Twitter. And I actually did have one sent to me. I think it was number 5. So I will leave your channel link in the description. Go check them out. They actually sent me this card on Twitter, so I applaud you guys. The card was really great. It was a really overall good card, so, and it was fan made, so. But yeah, the first 2 cards I believe were cards that were made custom by someone on Twitter. So I did link that person's at in the corner of the screen, I believe. You'll see in a couple of minutes the first and second card. So if you want to go check that guy out, he makes custom cards. I think he takes requests as well, I'm not sure. But go follow him. He's a really good fan card maker. These are actually really well made cards. Me and Kyle can both say. So we hope you guys enjoy this top 8 today. Triple upload today. Hope you guys are going to enjoy the triple content. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Alright guys, here at number 1 we have Frozen Terror. It is a 5-pip ice spell, and it actually does look like a real card. Got that fresh Frost Giant and that Snow Elf, yo. It's good.
Something.
Alright, so the card basically is 70 or 80 accuracy. Does that 70 plus that 700 over 3 rounds, so divide 700 by 3. Most ices nowadays have like 80 to 90 damage, so maybe it's doing a little bit above 700 divided by 3. But overall, it is a pretty good spell. It does look real.
It looks like Burning Rampage.
It does. The actual making of the card looks real, like it should be a spell.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, sorry. This should be a spell. This should be dropped by I want to say Lore Master or an ice version of Lambent. Yeah, like a key boss or something of that variation. Here at number 2 we have another well-made card, Total Chaos, which is a myth 5-pip spell that does 200 to 290 max or high end, plus that 300 damage to all enemies or just an enemy.
I think it's just to one.
Yeah, I think it's just one enemy, but it is 5 pips, and the way I see this spell going out as the Minotaur gets summoned and it swings once and then it tries to swing twice, but the bloodbath comes out of nowhere and then starts hitting the guy or something like that, and it does that extra 300 damage. So it kind of seems like a debuffed version of Minotaur, sort of, but I'm pretty sure Myth could find out some way to buff it or something like that. But high end, it does 290 first hit, so it does have a a higher hit first than Minotaur does, and then 300 the next hit. So it's not that bad, but it does cost 5 pips for a weaker version of Minotaur. But is it a good spell? Yes. Would it be used in PvP a lot? No. How would you get it? It'd probably be a key boss drop because it's 5 pips and it has that double animation on the spell.
It does.
Here at number 3 we have Absolute Zero, which is a completely OP ice spell. It is a ice 5-pip spell that stuns targets for all 3 rounds. Now, I was looking at this spell and I was thinking, Ice and Storm 2v2, the Ice and Storm pull first, the ice stuns the hitter or the healer first turn. The Storm blades or infouls or strikes depending on what the circumstance is, but he can feint again, and then pierce if the guy on the other team decides to tower shield. So this can be used in a lot of OP strats, 1v1 and 2v2. Kyle, do you have anything to say about this?
They would make this no PvP. Give me a break. If this was real, they would make it no PvP. There's no way they're gonna let this spell go out in PvP.
This would destroy PvP, yo. First round stun, 3 rounds, yo. You could infoul, blade, and then weaver somebody.
Maybe
get that shadow pip luck, yo.
Maybe if it wasn't to all.
Oh, stun all targets for 3 rounds. I didn't even see that. Oh, yo, that changes the game entirely. This card is
way too overpowered.
This card is broken, yo. Next card. Here at number 4, we have a spell of a school that we don't really see in Wiz much at all, because It's not really in the game, but it would be cool if KI did implement a card like this or a scroll like this, maybe in the next arc. But it is a time spell, at least that's what I'm going to go with, called Time Pressure. It is 1 pip, and it increases the overtime last by 2 rounds. Now, say you have, you know, the enchant and your fire, and you have, Burning Rampage in hand. You can enchant the, oh actually no, you can't enchant, the Burning Rampage if you, Colossal enchant it. But say you enchant the Burning Rampage with this card instead of the Colossal, and you want to Faint Stack and then Shatter, or Faint Stack and then Pierce if you think that they're going to tower. You can increase it and then Faint Stack, so you have that extra, like, 4 rounds? I believe if you enchant it with this?
2 rounds. Yeah, it's 4 rounds.
So it's 4 rounds that you have to Faint, TC Faint, and then Potent Faint if you do pull all of them. Or you could even Burning Rampage and then Fire Beetle and then Brimstone if you have the pips. And then that's all those traps right there. And then possibly Pierce if they tower or shatter. So there are a lot of combos that can go with this card. Is it broken? I mean, there are ways around it, so I wouldn't call it broken. But spells like,
it's kind of overpowered if you put on like a Basilisk or something.
Sort of, yeah, it would be overpowered, so that you could like Faint Stack and then Shatter. Myth would definitely use this to its full potential. If a fire did have, Burning Rampage, then I guess. Heckhound, I can't really see Heckhound doing much with this. I mean, because Heckhound does damage over time. Yeah, exactly. It does damage over time, and you'd have to blade up a lot. Because even like a legendary with like 80 damage, with like full power pips and 2 blades and a bubble, only does about like 2.3, and that's on a person with like 30 resist. So, I mean, Heckhound doesn't do much with this. And delaying the overtime on Heckhound, even with max pips and decent blades and a bubble maybe, or decent damage,
it'll make it burn more.
I mean,
2 rounds of burning.
To an extent, because it would delay it by 2 rounds, and then it would still do the normal damage.
It would go weaker, that's right. I never thought of that.
So, this card, I mean, is it broken? Sort of. I think Myth would use it to its max potential. Fires with that Burning Rampage would definitely use this card and probably spam it on Burning Rampage. Just don't make TC of this, please. At number 5, we have a much needed card that needs to be implemented ASAP in Wiz. Mythic Recovery, which is a 4-pip myth spell that gives 700 health and removes 1 negative trap. So if somebody faints you, you can heal and get it off. Somebody just traps you in general, you can heal and get it off. So really good against Jades, really good for yourself. It's Myth. Myth needs a heal. If you're going to give the most OP class in the game, Storm, a heal that they can crit on and still hit like 1,000 or 2 or like 1.7 or 1.5 depending on their in and out, if they're jading or not, with, you know, mid heal, since it's like 500, and still hit 1,000 if you crit on it, you need to give Myth, which is pretty much the weakest class in the game if you don't know how to use it till its full potential, a heal. This would be much needed. Myth criticals here and there, and if you crit this heal, that's 1.4 base. Depending on your in and out, that's like 1.6, 1.7. This would be really, really good, and even the game out a little bit more for Myth.
It's not game breaking at all, actually. It looks like a really even card.
It does, and a lot of Myths don't fare well against Jades, which like the trap spam, so you could spam this spell for some decent health back, and possibly, you know, win against a Juju spammer or something, or just a trap spamming life. So, is it broken? I would say no. I would say this actually needs to be implemented. This is a really good card.
It is.
The game completely changes for fire at number 6. We have Firebug Fuego, which is a 7-pip fire spell. 7 pips, well, 7 normal pips, and then 1 shadow pip right there, if you guys can see that. And it does 1.4 to all, and steals all positive blades. So, they got any fire blades, yo? This stuff is yours. 7 pips and a shadow pip. Is it worth it to go, you know, 7 pips and keep that shadow pip? Yeah. Probably in a 4v4, because fire doesn't have a lot of high hitters.
Enchanted. That's not enchanted.
Yeah,
either.
And it's not enchanted either. So enchanted, this is like what, 1.7, 1.6? Just about.
It's like 1.8.
Yeah, it's like 1.8, and fire has a heck of a lot of damage, heck of a lot of pierce.
This is game breaking in my opinion.
This is game breaking. This would break the game. Fire crits on you with this in a 4v4 or 2v2 or 3v3 even. It's GG, yo. It's done. GG. And if you have fire blades, that's like the instant like
Thanks for the
FFA next. It's gone. It's GG. It's gone. Next card. Here at number 7, we have yet another card that introduces a new custom school. We have School of the Mind, as Kyle likes to call it. It is a Mind School card that is 3 pips called Equalize that exchanges the same pips as your opponent. So you basically get their pips. Is this card broken? I'm going to go ahead and say yeah, because if you're like going first and you have like 2 shadow pips, you could pretty much like Burning Rampage if you're fire into like double FFA. GG, smack, or elucidate for like some crazy combo for some school. If you're myth and they don't pull stun blocks and they have a lot of pips and they're looking for that stun block, maybe TC stun block or regular stun block, you could, if you have 3 pips laying around and you pull this card, you can easily get like max pips if you're going up against a balance and slay with that Basilisk or that Medusa into the combo. Kyle, anything you want to say on this?
I think it's game breaking, to be honest, just because if you have only like 3 pips and they're at max pips, you just need to use this and you're up all the way up there and you can hit them.
You could basically stay at 3 pips like the whole entire game and wait for them to get up max pips and then use this card and then combo the crap and then just like possibly crit and win the game or just combo win the game. I think Fire would abuse this card. I think Balance would abuse this card. A lot of schools would abuse this card.
I think this would become, if it did get implemented into the game, it would become a school card because it doesn't really make sense to be a mind school.
Yeah, I think it'd be like, what school would this fall under really? Like Balance or something? Myth or Balance, probably. One of the two. Here at number 8, yo, the most OP card in the game. Okay, pull together, yo.
This is the biggest troll ever.
Yo. The drop on this card is harder than aiming of Divine. I'm not even kidding you. Yo. Crown Collapse.
It's a real card. It's actually already in the game.
Yo. This card will be harder to drop than anything ever seen in the game. Like, okay, so here at number 8, we have a life spell, Crown Collapse. It is a 3-pip life spell, and it does. You know what? Just forget the damage. We're only here for the crown. Yo, this is the most OP card in game. If you do get this card in your life, that is years and years and years of your life down the drain spamming this card for crowns. You know what, Kyle?
That new pack came out, yo.
The new pack came out. Spam it for the card drop. Hey, you know what, Kyle? You could use this card to get your crowns back. That
hey, yeah, true.
Hey, yo, speaking of Heather. Hello?
Hello?
Yo, I'm lagging. Hello?
You're lagging. Hello?
Alright, well, looks like I got head offline. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please drop a like if you guys enjoy it. Subscribe for more PvP and videos like this. Drop a comment for what you guys thought on this video. And I'll see you guys next time when I regain my connection. Peace!